The streets are heating up, and time is running out. Episode 6 shook things up, but Episode 7, it's where the game changes. Meech is building an empire, but every empire has enemies, and sometimes, the biggest threat comes from the inside. BMF Season 4 is reaching a boiling point, and what's coming next could break loyalties, spill blood, or take someone off the board for good. If you think you know what's coming, think again. Because Episode 7 might flip the entire season on its head. Episode 6 of BMF Season 4 was like a pressure cooker, and now we're just waiting for the lid to blow. The episode didn't just move the story forward, it laid down landmines. The kind that can explode at any second. Let's break down what really went down. First, we saw Meech doubling down on his moves in Atlanta. He's not playing small anymore, he's thinking big, looking to build a serious network, and plant deep roots in the South. But power brings problems. Not everyone down there wants to follow Meech's lead. He's stepping into territory that's already claimed, and making enemies as fast as he's making money. You could feel the tension building, especially with those southern rivals who don't care about BMF's Detroit reputation. In their eyes, Meech is just another outsider trying to eat off their table. Back in Detroit, Terry's situation is getting messier by the minute. He's stuck between the street and his family. His dad Charles is watching his every move, and it's clear the family tension is not letting up. Terry is trying to keep his head above water, but he's slipping. There's a scene where you can see it in his eyes. He's tired, unsure, and maybe even scared. And the question now is, how long can he keep it together before something or someone breaks? Then there's Detective Bryant, who's not backing down. Even with the heat on him, he's coming after Meech and Terry with everything he's got. And now, with law enforcement tightening their grip and the D possibly stepping in, it's clear the brothers are running out of space. Bryant is a man obsessed, and that kind of obsession, it doesn't end well. We also got a glimpse of Lamar, the wild card. His return shook up everything. He's unpredictable, dangerous, and most importantly, he's angry. Whatever deal was keeping him quiet is clearly done. He wants revenge, and he doesn't care who stands in the way. His reappearance is like a storm cloud forming on the horizon. We don't know when it'll hit, but we know it's coming, and when it does, it's going to leave damage. Meanwhile, K9's silence says more than words ever could. The fact that we haven't seen him play a bigger role yet. That's not a mistake, it's build-up. And in shows like BMF, quiet characters don't stay quiet for long. When he does step back in, it could mean violence, betrayal, or a straight-up power grab. But maybe the most important thing Episode 6 showed us wasn't what happened, it was what didn't happen. Conversations that didn't take place. Questions left unanswered. And strange silences between characters that used to trust each other without speaking. It's the kind of tension that makes you realize something big is coming, and chances are, it's not going to end clean. Now, with Episode 7 on the horizon, we're left with a world full of landmines. The family's cracking. The streets are watching. The feds are closing in. And inside the BMF crew, there's a quiet feeling that someone might already be switching sides. That was Episode 6. Not just a turning point, a warning. Now let's talk about Episode 7 and what might be coming. Because the way things are building, this next episode isn't going to be just another chapter. It's going to be a breaking point. Everything from Episode 6 is pointing toward a serious shift in the game. And Episode 7 could be the moment where loyalty gets tested, lives get threatened, and power starts to slip from hands that once held it tight. Let's start with Meech. He's making big moves in Atlanta, but expansion always comes with risk. He's entering enemy territory, and he's doing it fast. That means mistakes are easier to make, and the people around him might not all be trustworthy. We've already seen cracks in the foundation, but Episode 7 could be the episode where Meech realizes that someone close to him isn't as loyal as they seem. There's a real chance we'll see some betrayal, maybe not full-on backstabbing yet, but the kind of move that changes how Meech looks at his circle. Meech is also getting more aggressive. He's tired of playing defense. In Episode 7, don't be surprised if he takes a risk, something bold, something loud. He might make a violent play to send a message to the Atlanta crews, or he could go behind the backs of his own people to get a deal done. Either way, it won't be quiet. This episode feels like the moment he tries to cement his power, even if it costs him something big. Terry, on the other hand, is reaching a crossroads. He's pulled in too many directions between the streets, his family, and his own doubts. In episode 7, it's likely we'll see Terry either take a step back or make a huge mistake. There's a chance he tries to distance himself from the operation again. Maybe he wants out, or maybe he's just scared of what Meech is turning into. But pulling away won't be easy this time. Too many people depend on him, and too many enemies know his face. If Terry tries to leave, someone's going to feel betrayed. And if he stays, he might become someone he never wanted to be. Asterisk, let's not forget about Detective Bryant. Episode 7 could be the episode where he finally gets a lead that puts Meech or Terry in serious danger. There's a feeling that the noose is tightening and Bryant is the one pulling the rope. But at the same time, his obsession could backfire. He's walking a dangerous line, especially now that his own behavior is being questioned. If he pushes too hard, someone inside the department might turn against him, or worse, one of the brothers might beat him to the punch with their own setup. Asterisk. Then there's Lamar, the wild card nobody can control. If you're asking me, episode 7 might be the episode where he finally makes his move. He's not going to sit in the shadows much longer, whether it's a sneak attack, a confrontation with Meech, or something even darker. Lamar is about to light a match. And once that fire starts, it's going to be hard to put out. The show doesn't bring a character like him back just to sit on the bench. He's here for chaos, and it's coming. Asterisk also, keep your eyes on Monique, Charles, and even Lucille. Why? Because BMF isn't just about drug deals and street power. It's also about trust, and the cracks in the family are starting to show. Charles and Lucille's marriage is hanging by a thread. Monique is caught between loyalty and survival. If any of these characters snap, it could send shockwaves through the whole story. I wouldn't be surprised if episode 7 has a moment where a personal betrayal hits even harder than a business one. Asterisk, and finally, I think we're going to see someone fall. Maybe not a major death yet, but definitely a big loss. Someone could get arrested, taken out, or flipped. And whoever it is, it'll send a message. Nobody is safe. Asterisk, this episode feels like the tipping point. It's not the finale, but it's the episode that sets the finale in motion. Expect faster pacing, heavier consequences, and way more tension than we've seen all season. BMF doesn't slow down at this point, it accelerates. An episode 7 might just be the moment where everything starts spinning out of control. Asterisk, now let's dive into the theories, because the BMF fanbase has been going crazy since episode 6 dropped. Reddit threads, YouTube comments, TikTok clips, everybody's trying to guess what's coming, and some of these theories, they're wild, but honestly, a few might actually hit. Asterisk, let's start with the biggest theory floating around right now. Asterisk, some fans are convinced that Terry is about to flip or at least get caught in a situation where he has to cooperate with law enforcement. Think about it, he's feeling trapped, the pressure's getting worse, and unlike Meech, he's never been fully comfortable with the street life. People are pointing to his body language in episode 6, like that scene with the cops watching him from across the street, and saying it's only a matter of time before he gets squeezed. Asterisk, but here's the twist. Fans don't think Terry would flip on purpose. The theory says someone might set him up, make it look like he's the one talking, just to get Meech to turn on him. And if that happens, the family bond might break for good. Asterisk, another popular theory is that Detective Bryant is about to get burned either by the department or by someone in BMF feeding him false info. There's a growing idea online that Bryant has been played all along. Some fans believe B-Mickey might be feeding him just enough truth to keep him chasing shadows, while Meech pulls the real strings behind the scenes. Asterisk, and if that theory is true, episode 7 could be the one where Bryant realizes he's been used and goes completely off the rails. Fans are predicting he'll go rogue, break laws, maybe even take justice into his own hands. Dangerous moves from a man who already has nothing left to lose. Asterisk, now here's a fan favorite theory that's getting more traction. Asterisk, Lamar isn't back for Meech, he's back for revenge on someone else. Some sharp-eyed viewers noticed that in his return, Lamar didn't mention Meech by name. He's clearly angry, violent, but also weirdly focused. So what if his real target isn't Meech? Now here's a fan-favorite theory that's getting more traction. Asterisk, Lamar isn't back for Meech, he's back for revenge on someone else. Some sharp-eyed viewers noticed that in his return, Lamar didn't mention Meech by name. He's clearly angry, violent, but also weirdly focused. So what if his real target isn't Meech? Asterisk, one theory says he's going after Monique, either for leaving him or betraying him in some way we haven't fully seen yet. Others think he might have beef with K9 or someone else who made a deal behind his back. Whatever the case, the fanbase agrees. Lamar's not just here to be scary, he's here to settle something personal. And that makes him 10 times more dangerous. Another growing theory. Someone inside Meech's crew is already working for the feds. People are pointing fingers at a few quiet characters, background guys, who don't say much, but are always around. One Reddit user broke down a whole scene from episode 5 where a minor crew member looked nervous during a drug handoff. Could be nothing, or it could be the writers planting seeds. If this theory's true, episode 7 might give us a major reveal, like a phone tap, a setup, or even a hidden deal. We've seen it happen in other crime dramas before, that trusted soldier turning out to be the biggest snake. And fans haven't forgotten about K29. A lot of people believe he's about to come back strong, not just as an ally, but possibly as a threat. Why? Because he's been quiet too long. And in shows like BMF, silence usually means something's brewing. Some think K9 might team up with a rival Atlanta crew, just to check Meech's rise. Others believe he's watching everything, waiting for Meech or Terry to mess up, so he can take back control without ever firing a shot. Either way, if K9 shows up in episode 7, it's not going to be friendly. And finally, let's talk about Charles and Lucille, Terry's parents. The community's been torn on them all season, but now, there's a theory that Charles might get pulled into the game, not willingly, but by accident. Some fans are convinced he's going to witness something or be forced to cover something up, and if he does, his whole world could collapse. The BMF fandom is lit right now. Every week, the theories get deeper, darker, and smarter. People aren't just watching the show, they're dissecting it, frame by frame. And that energy, that buzz, it's exactly why episode 7 has so much weight behind it. Because when a show has this many moving pieces, and the fans are this locked in, you know something big is about to drop. One thing's for sure. Nothing is safe in episode 7. All the signs are there. The shaky trust, the cold stares, the heavy silences. The story is setting up for something serious, and the streets are whispering that a storm is coming. Not just another shootout or arrest, but a moment that flips the entire season. The kind of twist that makes you rewatch everything from episode 1, just to catch what you missed. Think about where we're at. Meech is in Atlanta, trying to plant his flag in a place that doesn't want him. Terry's loyalty is slipping. Bryant's obsession is spiraling. And Lamar, he's creeping in like a shadow you can't shake. The way this is building, it feels like episode 7 is the moment everything breaks loose. A betrayal, a death, maybe even a full-blown war between crews. And here's the scary part. The real danger might not even be on the streets. It could be at home. It could be in the car with you. It could be someone you've trusted for years, turning on you in one quiet scene. A lot of fans are hoping episode 7 gives answers, but more likely, it's going to give consequences. This episode could be where someone takes a fall, and it might not be the person you expect. A major arrest, a shocking reveal, a hit that goes too far. The writers have built up this pressure all season, and now, it's time for them to pull the trigger. So here's the big question. Are we about to see BMF break apart from the inside, or double down and go to war? Drop your predictions in the comments. Seriously, I want to know what you think. Will Terry walk away from the life? Is Bryant finally going to catch a break or lose his mind? And what about Meech? Is he still building the empire, or is the empire already burning? If you're still riding with BMF, make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe for more breakdowns, and tap the bell so you don't miss the episode 7 review when it drops. This is the episode that's going to shake the board and trust me. By the end of it, somebody's going to be off the map. And just like that, the countdown begins. BMF Season 4. Episode 7 is loaded with tension, and whatever's about to happen, it won't come quietly. We're on the edge now. Every move matters. Every silence means something. And every character is playing for survival. If you've been watching closely, you already know. This isn't just a drug game anymore. This is personal. This is legacy. This is war. So here's what you do next. Don't just wait for the next episode. Stay ahead of it. Hit that subscribe button right now. Because as soon as episode 7 drops, we'll be breaking it down, scene by scene, theory by theory. No spoilers, no fluff, just straight story breakdowns the way real BMF fans want it. Asterisk, and if you've got your own theory, don't keep it to yourself. Drop it in the comments. Let's build the conversation. Did you catch a hidden clue? Did someone act shady in a scene everyone missed? Was that a setup we didn't notice? Asterisk, I'll be reading every theory. And if it's it, might just get featured in the next video. Asterisk, oh, and for real fans, stick around. Because we're dropping episode 7, reaction plus hidden details within 24 hours of the episode airing. Set that notification bell, you won't want to miss it. This is more than just a show now. It's a movement. Asterisk and BMF. It's just getting started. Asterisk.